Hi, my name is Christina, and I am a fellow military spouse. I was born and raised in the Air Force, being an Air Force brat, and then I married a Marine 20 years later. So I have, I think, a good amount of knowledge about what it's like to be a military spouse. So if you are dating someone in the military, or you're engaged to someone in the military, or hey, you just got married and you're confused, don't really know what to do, don't really know anybody on base or post yet, I hope that I could give you some insight to what the military life is all about. Now, for one, military life is pretty darn good. It has its pros and its cons, but pretty much any job does. And there's a great divide between women who wear their husband's ranks and women whose husband has a job and their life just happens to heavily depend on the spouse's life. So, for intro, welcome to the base. The first time you go on base, it could be a harrowing experience once you're showing your ID and driving past the gate guards, and then, seeing the BXPX and the commissary. Now, note, commissary shopping, don't go on payday. Pretty much weekends, if you can get your shopping done during the week, preferably at like some crazy weird hour like 10:32, that'd be better. Now, right now, I currently live in Okinawa, and produce is a hard thing to find. So, if you're living in a place where the produce isn't good, shop out in town. And depending on where you live, sometimes it is cheaper to go off base and get groceries. So, don't assume you just have to go there. Also, another thing that is new, tipping. And usually, any HEB or a Meyer or Farmer Jack, wherever, whatever grocery store you have in your area, you could probably bag your own groceries, or they have a bagger and then you just take your stuff in the cart, push it out, bam. No. The commissary life, not like that. Usually you have about 80-year-old retirees or retiree spouses bagging your groceries. And then they will take it from the commissary in their carts, push it to your car, open it up, load it up, and you tip them. Now, for the tips. I usually tip depending on how many groceries and how heavy. If I'm just doing a run in, run out, yet I have a full cart, maybe $2 or $3. If I have a ton of stuff and it's heavy lifting, like a bunch of Gatorade boxes, then I might spare $5. I'm kind of cheap. I feel like I could do it myself, but then there's really no shopping cart holders, so it depends. If you want to take it out yourself, I've done that plenty of times before. If people want to judge you, that's fine. You're not obligated to use them. But I'd say 95% of people do use the baggers. But just so you know, heck, give them $1 or two and be on your merry little way. The next thing, the BXPX. Woo! Finally, shopping, name brand, Coach, discounted items. It's probably one of the notorious things about being military spouses. A lot of them have Coach purses and Dooney and Burks and all that because you do get a good discount. But I mean, if that's your thing, great. If not, it's just another thing to do. And remember, try to stay away on weekends or paydays, or else you're going to have a heavy line. I will say Black Friday sales are really, really good. You just have to, check the little local paper and do what you have to do. Also, with coupons in the commissary and BX, their policies change frequently because you have the group of women who want to overboard the coupons. And people, if you use coupons, that's great, but if you live in an area where there aren't a lot of resources, please be kind and don't hoard. There's no need to buy 80 toothbrushes if you're a family of two and a lot of other people are coming in and out and maybe just want a toothbrush and you took them all just because you got them for free. It's not nice, it's not cool, and you just shouldn't do it. Moving on. So, if you have kids on base, there are plenty of activities. They have youth center, teen centers, and they also have like youth sports and fitness. They do cheerleading, some offer gymnastics, they have swimming pools. So, you will have a bunch of things for your kids to do. Most like housing areas will have playgrounds, so you won't have to worry about that when you move on base or just driving on base, period. You're going to have a gym, and the gyms are fantastic. Most have state-of-the-art equipment, and they'll have tennis courts or a track, so you'll be able to work out. Check a aerobics schedule because they'll have a ton of free aerobics classes. I know in the past I've done extreme fitness, Zumba, they have yoga, Pilates, they'll do aerobathons every so often, and a lot of the bases will have 5K fun runs. So if running's your thing, then you're going to have a ton of opportunities to get your run on. If it's not, well, maybe you could find another sport or another aerobic activity to do. So you're going to have fun with that on base. And just remember, when driving on base, watch your speed because the MPs will pull you over and you will get a ticket. And it will go down on your spouse's like little record thing. So don't speed. When the music comes on, stop what you're doing. If your kids are talking, stop them too. And different bases do different things. Marine Corps bases have different times where they'll do the music. Air Force has different times. It's just once you get used to it, or if you're driving and you see all the cars stopped and some have their lights flashing, then that note, stop and flash your lights, or maybe roll down your window, turn off your music, like try to strain to hear. Or if you're walking outside and you see a bunch of people stopped, I mean, if you want to turn around and go back where you were and be able to move for a little while, that's okay, because sometimes the songs are like 5 minutes, but it is respecting and honoring all the people in the military. So you could spare 5 minutes to stand still and look to the direction where the music's playing. So for this, I hope you've gotten a good gist of what it's like going onto the base for the first time. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave me a message, and I hope I've helped somebody today. Bye!